Chapter 521. This little girl must be sick. Everyone was dumbfounded. Especially the people from the League of Assassins. This little girl must be sick, right? Why do you care whether we earn money or not? Why do you care how the customers contact us? What does it have to do with you? Moreover, when they heard that someone was about to be killed, they still doubted that the price of hiring an assassin was too low. The man in the golden mask was stunned at first, then he laughed out loud. Little girl, this is interesting. Unfortunately, there is no reason for us to cancel the contract once we accept it. Otherwise, we can sit down and have a good chat. You've wasted enough time, just swallow the poison pill. Will the poison pill make you choke? I haven't lived long enough. Yin Chujio blinked her eyes, her face full of grief. The man in the golden mask frowned. The client said that you have to live if possible, so if you eat this poison pill, you won't die for the time being. You'll only lose your spiritual power. However, if you don't take the antidote 3 days later, you'll still die. As for what happens after we hand you over to the client, that has nothing to do with us. Don't get any funny ideas. This poison pill and antidote are only available to our League of Assassins. Cut the crap and quickly swallow it. Sigh, it seems that before I die, I can't find out who wants to kill me. I can't die in peace. Alright, can we let them go now? Yin Chujio stuffed the pill into her mouth and swallowed it. The man in the golden mask saw Yin Chujio swallow the pill, and asked someone to tie Yin Chujio up. Then he waved his hand and asked someone to let Yin Xiaotian and the others go. Miss Jiao, I have let you down. But I have no choice. If I didn't write a letter, they threatened to kill the family head. Housekeeper Ji knelt on the ground, tears streaming down his face. Yin Chujio smiled and said, Housekeeper Ji, you have done well. If you didn't do as they said, I would blame you for the consequences. Take good care of your grandfather. Yin Xiaoshan's old tears streamed down his face. Little Jiao, this is Sai. I have let down your dead parents. At this moment, Yin Xiaotian felt helpless. There was a huge difference in strength between the two sides. Moreover, he didn't care about his old life anymore. But what about the others? Grandfather, don't worry about me. Maybe when the people who hired the assassins see that I'm so smart and cute, they will cancel the contract. Grandfather, when this matter is over, I'll come back to see you. Yin Chujio said with a smile. The corners of the assassins' eyes twitched. They had carried out so many missions, but this was the first time they saw someone who was still smiling before they left. Moreover, since he already spent 100 million spirit stones to kill you, it showed how much he hated you. Why would he cancel the contract? Alright, cut the crap. Let's go. The man in the golden mask urged. I know. I'm so sensible and obedient. What's there to be afraid of if we delay for a little while? Grandfather, everyone, I'm leaving. See you later. Yin Chujio was carried away by the people from the League of Assassins with her flying spirit tool. Grandfather, don't worry. Well, return to the Linghua sect right now and ask Master Xianyuan to save little Jiao. Yin Chizi consoled. Right. Quickly go back and find someone to save little Jiao. It will be too late if we tarry. Yin Xiaotian urged Yin Chuzi and the others to immediately return to the Linghua sect. And Feng had already sent a voice transmission talisman to Di Baiming. He had been following the League of Assassins' flying spirit tool from behind. The reason why he did not make a move just now was firstly because the other party had a large number of people. Moreover, with Yin Xiaotian and the others as hostages, it was not wise to make a move. At this moment, inside the League of Assassins' flying spirit tool, Yin Chujio was chatting with everyone with a smile. Yes, she was the one who initiated it. Chapter 522. You must be crazy to want to make money. Gold face. You look pretty good in that mask, but aren't you afraid that it's not good for your skin if you keep wearing it? And you guys? Why are you all wearing black clothes? You don't deserve to have such an awesome identity as members of the League of Assassins. You guys should wear a big red outfit. That would be so cool. Moreover, it didn't matter if they got blood on them. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You guys should consider my suggestion. Goldface, do you guys know that I'm a true disciple of the Linghua sect? Aren't you afraid of offending the Linghua sect? Isn't it too cheap to do this for just a mere 100 million low-grade spirit stones? Also, why don't you guys take me to the Linghua sect to exchange for some spirit stones? I'm so smart and cute, and Master Xianyuan likes me very much. Maybe he'll even use 1 billion low-grade spirit stones to pay my ransom. Actually, why don't you guys change professions? It must be dangerous being an assassin. Why don't you try kidnapping? Think about it, you can kidnap a victim several times. Isn't it a lot better than killing her? Shut her mouth. The man in the golden mask couldn't stand the sound of the endless chattering anymore. It was the first time he had encountered such a strange target. Wait. Don't muzzle me. Don't muzzle me. At worst, I won't say anything. What would you guys like to hear? Why don't I tell you guys about the matters of the Linghua sect? Aren't you guys curious? Alright, I know that you guys are very well informed, but there are inevitably some rumors that you don't know about. For example, the matter of West Peak's Peak Master Yuan having an illegitimate daughter. What? There's such a thing? Why haven't we heard of it? Goldface was shocked. This was the first time he had heard of this news. TC. How could such a shameful thing be known to others? Do you guys want to hear more? I know a lot of such news. It's all about the 5 peak masters and the elders. For example, who has an illegitimate child, who is in a relationship with whom, who is gay with. Wait, what does gay mean? Goldface asked in confusion. It means that 2 men are in love. By the way, do you usually spend spirit stones to buy information about your League of Assassins? Yin Chujio suddenly changed the topic. Jin Mian nodded. Most of it is bought with money. Why are you asking about this? Of course it's business. I have a lot of information. I also know a lot about that old bastard Du Gai from our Linghua sect. Are you interested? Yin Chujio said as she observed Goldface's eyes. Goldface's eyes did not show anything other than surprise. Yin Chujio's heart skipped a beat. Could it be that it was that old bastard Du Gai that hired them to kill her? Who else wanted to kill her? Moreover, with such a huge sum of money, an average person would not be able to afford such a high price. Business? What business? Goldface asked in confusion. You guys spent spirit stones to buy information about me. Yin Chujio said as if it was a matter of fact. Humph. You're a dead woman walking, and you still want to earn spirit stones? You're really greedy. Goldface was so angry that he was amused. Strange things happened every year. And this year, there were a lot of them. He had been an assassin for so many years, but this was the first time he had met such a weirdo. As a hostage, she actually talked business with them. You must be crazy to want to make money in this situation. Sigh, things are unpredictable in this world. What if I escape death this time? I'll earn more spirit stones, and then I'll hire you guys to kill that bastard who wants to kill me. Your killing league doesn't accept all kinds of business, right? What kind of business do you turn down? Chapter 523. I'm only 9 years old. I won't accept any mission to kill targets of rank elder or higher from the 4 great sections. I won't accept any mission to kill my fellow disciples. I won't accept any mission to kill children under the age of 10. Goldface said. Yin Chujio immediately said happily, Really? There's such a rule? Killers with a conscience. Well, I'm only 9 years and 2 months old this year. I'm not even 10 years old yet. Please let me go. Everyone, did they think they were all idiots? Before they wanted to kill, they had naturally looked into Yin Chujio's background. Who did she think she was lying to? I'm not even 10 years old yet. You all know that I was adopted, so there's bound to be a difference in age. Sigh, children don't have as bad lives as their parents. Little cabbages, yellows in the fields, 3 or 2 years old, no mother. Yin Chujio started singing as she spoke, and her voice was full of emotion. These killers were all orphans, and after hearing Yin Chujio sing, they all felt a little uncomfortable. Goldface saw that everyone's emotions were rattled, and he could not help but shout angrily, Stop singing. Even if you were adopted, your actual age would only be older than your current age. How could you be younger? Don't waste your effort. We have to hand you over to our employer. Alright, actually, you guys don't know that I am an elder of the Linghua faction, so you guys can cancel this mission. Yin Chujio was filled with regret. Why didn't she ask for an elder position back then? Goldface sneered, obviously thinking that Yin Chujio was bluffing. Yin Chujio touched her nose. How about this? I will join your League of Assassins. I am such a smart and cute person, you guys won't reject me, right? The corner of Goldface's eyes twitched violently. Cut the crap. Tell us what you know. Then let's talk about the price. If the price is right, I'll tell you. Yin Chujio said with a smile. Humph. If you don't want to suffer, just tell us honestly. Otherwise, we'll force it out of you. Goldface couldn't help but despise her in his heart. This little girl was still too naive. Why would they buy her information with spirit stones? Dream on. Alright, who asked you to be the butcher and me the fish? You can at least untie me. I am only a 4th level spirit enhancement trash, and I even swallowed the poison. You guys aren't afraid that I will run away, right? Goldface felt that what Yin Chujio said made sense. He wasn't afraid that she would play any tricks, so he got someone to untie Yin Chujio's bindings. Yin Chujio moved her limbs and asked with a smile. Goldface, what conditions can your killing alliance meet to cancel the contract? The employer voluntarily cancels the contract. Our leader orders us to cancel the contract, or when we have already delivered the target to the employer. Goldface sneered. This little girl overestimated herself. Did she think that they would cancel the contract? Oh, then what if you handed us over to the employer, and then I escaped from him? Would you still accept a new contract to kill me? No. Our League of Assassins do not accept the same mission twice. Goldface pursed his lips. Where did this little girl get her confidence from? Since money was already spent to kill you, how could we let you escape? Oh, then do you accept bodyguard missions? For example, I pay you to protect the Yun family. Do you accept such missions? Goldface frowned. We only accept missions to kill people. We never accept missions to protect people. Chapter 524. Burn paper offerings to contact you. Although Yin Chujio was being chatty on the outside, she was constantly calculating the situation in her mind. If she ran away now, the murderous gang would not let the Yun family off. She could only revoke the contract when she went to the so-called employer. However, the person who hired the murderer to kill her would inevitably attack the Yun family again. She had to think of a perfect plan. It would be great if the assassins could go into the business of protecting people. Io, you guys are not taking such a lucrative job? Isn't this task of protecting people better than that of shouting and killing? Moreover, it is a sustainably profitable business. Go back and suggest it to your chief. Maybe your chief will reward you well. Little girl, what you said makes sense. I will suggest it to our chief. Goldface's heart was moved. What this little girl said made sense. What was the difference between protecting people and killing people? In the end, it was all for the sake of making money. Really? That's great. If your League of Assassins can accept the business of protecting someone, you must tell me. I will be your first big client. Yin Chujio's eyes sparkled as she said happily. The corner of Goldface's mouth twitched slightly. You are about to die, all right? The first one to tell you. Do we burn paper offerings to contact you? All right. Let's get down to business. What did you say about Peak Master Yuan having an illegitimate daughter just now? Goldface asked. Humph. That Peak Master Yuan usually looks like a gentleman, but my fiery eyes still discovered something fishy. That Zhuo Piaoyu is his illegitimate daughter. Yin Chujio said angrily. She thought to herself, Peak Master Yuan, I'm so sorry. Who asked you to spoil Zhuo Piaoyu so much? I can only ridicule you. Goldface took out a jade slip, and after flipping through it he frowned. That's not right. Zhuo Piaoyu is the biological granddaughter of the Zhuo family's patriarch. How could she be Peak Master Yuan's illegitimate daughter? Tisich. Of course, you have to cover up such things. If you did something wrong, would you make a big fuss about it? Unless that person is stupid. Yin Chujio pouted. Then how did you come to know of such a secret? Goldface was skeptical. I have to start from Zhuo Piaoyu, that little bitch, being jealous of my beauty. Everyone, are you shameless? Who didn't know of Zhuo Piaoyu from the Linghua sect, the famous beauty in the Qingxian continent? You. Although her facial features were okay, her small body was like a bean sprout, and she was crazy. Why would Zhuo Piaoyu be jealous of you? Look at your expressions. You don't believe me. You know Feng Ming, right? In fact, that little bitch Zhuo Piaoyu likes senior brother Feng Ming, but senior brother Feng Ming always played cards with me. Not just him but Gung Yi and Shixian too. Thus, that little bitch Zhuo Piaoyu repeatedly framed me. How could such a smart and intelligent person like me fall into her trap? Not only did she fail to set me up, she even lost a bet with me. The result of losing the bet was that she had to voluntarily give up the qualifications to be a successor disciple. Continued Yin Chujio. Thus, Peak Master Yuan shamelessly came looking for me. Using both carrot and stick, I didn't compromise. In the end, he cried and told me that Zhuo Piaoyu was his illegitimate daughter, and begged me to let Zhuo Piaoyu go this time. I'm just too kind, so my heart softened and I didn't pursue the matter further. Otherwise, that little bitch Zhuo Piaoyu would have long been demoted to an inner sect disciple. Yin Chujio said passionately. Chapter 525. The two of them were good friends. Seeing that Yin Chujio spoke very confidently and did not stutter, the gold-masked man could not help but believe her. He then asked, "Then who are the two people in the Linghua sect who are gay?" "I'm so thirsty. Pour me a cup of tea. It'll moisten my throat before continuing." Yin Chujio did not have the self-awareness of being a hostage at all. The man with the golden mask gestured for his subordinate to pour Yin Chujio a cup of tea. Yin Chujio gulped down the tea and said, "Give me a few more snacks. My stomach is growling." The man with the golden mask endured it for a while, but he still got someone to bring a plate of snacks for Yin Chujio. After Yin Chujio ate it slowly, she then said, "The ones who are gay in the Linghua sect are none other than Elder Xiao and Elder Chu." "What? You mean Xiao Pancher and Chu Buley? The two of them are actually in that kind of relationship." The man with the gold face mask stood up from his chair in shock. "Yeah, why are you so agitated? Do you know them?" Yin Chujio asked in confusion. Who in the Qingxian continent doesn't know Elder Xiao and Elder Chu? The two of them are well known in the Qingxian continent. How can the two of them be in that kind of relationship? You must be spouting nonsense. The man with the gold face mask felt that this was too absurd. Yin Chujio thought to herself, "Humph, it's this kind of absurd and impossible thing that aroused your curiosity. Little Pancher, little Chu, I'm sorry. But as your elder, it's not a big deal for me to make up a few words about you. All right. It seems that if I don't give you some concrete evidence, you won't believe me. Did the two of them not get married and have children?" Yin Chujio said with a confident expression. Gold Face nodded. It's true that the two of them didn't get married and have children. However, many cultivators have never gotten married. This doesn't prove anything. Did you notice a specific detail? Elder Xiao and Elder Chu would go everywhere together if the Linghua sect had any missions that required them to go out and train. Why was this so? It was because Master Xianyuan knew about their relationship, so he was creating a chance for them to be alone. Our Master Xianyuan is very understanding. Goldface still felt that this wasn't substantial evidence, so he said, "This doesn't mean that the two of them have a special relationship, right? If you don't believe it, then forget it. In any case, the two of them are always flirting with each other. I think it's just not normal. Let me tell you guys about that old fellow, Du Gai now. TSK, that old fellow embarrassed himself in the Wuwei Tower a few days ago." Yin Chujio blabbered on and on about Du Gai. Yin Chujio's expression was lively. Moreover, she was talking about some things that aroused people's curiosity. The people of the League of Assassins were all listening with great interest. One of the assassins saw Yin Chujio mentioning cards repeatedly and asked, "Little girl, what are the cards you're talking about?" "Cards are a good thing. You'll get addicted after playing it once. Now the people of the Linghua sect all like to play cards. It's a pity that I don't have spiritual power now. Otherwise, I'll take them out from my storage ring and let you guys have a look. How about this? You guys get me some wooden cards, and I'll make one for you guys on the spot. I'll save it for when you guys go out on missions in the future to kill time, Yun Chujio said with a smile. Goldface was also a little curious. Since the mission this time had been successfully completed, it was inevitable for them to relax a little. Therefore, he did not stop his team. Chapter 526. Assassins and hostages playing cards together. The assassins brought over some wooden cards of the same size. Yin Chujio wrote and drew on them, and soon, she produced a deck of playing cards. There are many ways to play these cards. I'll quickly teach you the simplest one first. When you've learned it, I'll teach you Fight the Landlord. It's especially fun. Yin Chujio said, beaming with joy. She figured that Infeng must be following her from behind. He had suddenly appeared back in the fire cave. Although she did not ask him to, Beiming must have sent him to protect her in secret. She distracted the members of the League of Assassins, so they would not find out that Infeng was tailing them. She was still too weak. If she could escape from death this time, she would definitely train hard and never read those dirty books again. But it shouldn't be a problem to read them occasionally, right? The assassins quickly learned how to play cards and were all eager to give it a try. When they saw that Goldface did not stop them, they asked Yin Chujio to make a few more cards. You guys are quite bad at this. If you play with me, I will win until you don't even have any undergarments left. Yin Chujio pouted and said. Those killers would not be convinced, so they chose 3 people to play with Yin Chujio. Yin Chujio stretched out her hands at the golden masked man and said, Goldface, how can I play without money? At least give me a few spirit stones as an information fee, so that I can play with them. The man in the golden mask thought for a moment, and handed over a few spiritual stones to Yin Chujio. Yin Chujio thanked him with a smile, and started to play with his team of assassins. When the man in the golden mask saw the scene in front of him, the corners of his eyes could not help but twitch. Assassins and hostages playing cards together? Why did this situation look so strange? However, these subordinates were tense all day long. It was rare for them to be so happy, so they could relax a little. Even if the people of the Yun family returned to the Linghua sect to report for help, they would still need at least a day to conduct a rescue. Since they dared to accept this business deal, they were not afraid that the Linghua sect would cause trouble for them. Yin Chujio's card skills were pretty good. In a short while, she had won a pile of spirit stones. She smiled and said to Goldface, Goldface, your League of Assassins doesn't need to do this line of work at all. If you accept this business of protecting people and open a casino, not only will you earn more than killing people, but you can also let these big brothers live a normal life. Not to mention, you guys can marry and have children. You only know how to kill people all day long. How much time have you lost potentially being able to enjoy life? People live just to be happy. Look at me, I'm about to die, but I'm still so happy. So you guys really have to persuade your leader. If it doesn't work, you guys let me live for another day or so. I'll go and persuade him. Anyway, I'm also going to die. If he gets angry, he can just kill me. Yin Chujio's words hit the heart of the assassins. Who the hell would want to live like this? Every day, it was just killing and killing. Every day, people around them would die. Other than killing, eating, and sleeping, there was nothing else to do. They were just tools for killing. They were not human at all. However, these killers had all consumed the League of Assassins' poison. They had to take the antidote regularly every month. Therefore, even though they had lived this kind of life for a long time, they could not help it. They could only live this hopeless life day after day, year after year. The atmosphere in the flying spirit tool suddenly became somber. Everyone fell into a strange silence. Chapter 527. There is an opportunity right in front of you. Goldface's heart also flashed with disappointment. There was no other way. In the martial arts world, people had no choice. Once they entered the League of Assassins, the only way to leave was through death. If they could persuade the League Master to give up the business of killing people and switch to protecting people, they would be able to relax. At least the casualties would not be so severe. However, would the League Master listen to his suggestion? He might even kill him in a fit of anger. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Did I touch a nerve? I'm sorry. Come. Come. Let's continue playing cards. Yin Chujio showed some guilt on her face as she called for everyone to resume their card game. The atmosphere became lively again, but the man in the golden mask had a lot on his mind. He was considering the possibility of bringing Yin Chujio back to the League of Assassins headquarters to persuade the League leader. How about he find a reason to bring this little girl back to the headquarters? If the little girl could persuade the League leader, that would be the best. Even if she could not convince the leader, this little girl was a hostage. The employer said that if she were captured alive, he would add another 10 million spirit stones to the base of 100 million spirit stones. No matter how angry the League's leader was, he could not bear to kill this little girl. The agreed time with the employer was 3 days later, so there was still time. Goldface thought for a long time and finally came up with an excuse. There was a small problem with the flying spirit tool. Yes. He would use this as an excuse to repair the League of Assassins' flying spirit tool. And then he would arouse the curiosity of the League leader towards the little girl. Little girl, if you want to live, there is an opportunity right in front of you. It depends on whether you can grasp it. Goldface said to Yin Chujio. Yin Chujio's small face showed great surprise. What? Goldface, you aren't joking, right? That's great. I told you, I'm such a smart and cute person. How could you bear to watch me die? What kind of opportunity are you talking about? The corner of Goldface's eyes twitched slightly. Our flying spiritual device has a bit of a malfunction. We have to go back to headquarters to repair it first, and then send you to the place that we agreed with our employer. Our chief might ask you some things. If you tell our chief about those suggestions just now, perhaps our chief will give the order to let you go. Yin Chujio nodded with a smile. This flying spirit tool is breaking down, on the verge of crashing, needs urgent repair. Big brother Goldface, I will try my best to convince your chief. Thank you very much. Goldface nodded, thinking that this little girl was very eloquent. Perhaps she could persuade our chief. If she could, that would be great. Feng, who was chasing after them, had been carefully hiding. However, the journey was surprisingly smooth, which surprised him a little. Those people's spiritual power was not low. So how could they not notice his tracking? It was really strange. Where would the people from the League of Assassins take Miss Jiu to? Would they hand her over to their employer, or bring her back to their headquarters first? The League of Assassins had existed for thousands of years, and it was on par with the 4 great sections. However, since they usually would not provoke the 4 great sects, things were peaceful between them. Why did they accept a contract to target Miss Jiu this time? Although 100 million low-grade spirit stones wasn't a small amount, they wouldn't go so far as to make an enemy out of the Linghua sect for this small amount of spirit stones, right? There was probably something else involved. No matter what the reason was, they dared to go after Miss Jiu. When the esteemed lord brings people over, none of you will be able to leave alive. Chapter 528. Stay and be my slave girl. 10 hours later. The flying spirit tool flew into a mountain hollow. Feng wanted to follow it in, but he found that the entire mountain hollow had activated a protective shield. Damn. What should he do now? He could not enter at all. He could only wait for His Excellency to come over. Miss Jiu, you must hold on. Yin Chujio was brought into a room by Goldface. After sending someone to guard the entrance, she left to report to the chief of the League of Assassins about the journey. Yin Chujio sat on the chair in a daze. Ever since she transmigrated, she had always been able to turn a bad situation into a good one with her sharp tongue and clever little brain. It was also because of this that she was a little lazy. In this world, the strong were respected. She was only at the 2nd level of the spirit cultivator realm. It seemed that she had to cultivate diligently in the future. Just as Yin Chujio was in a daze, Goldface walked in with a trace of joy. Little girl, our chief wants to see you. Whether you can live or not depends on this one time. Thank you, brother Goldface. I will seize this opportunity. Yin Chujio followed Goldface to a luxurious palace. Yin Chujio could not help but curse in her heart. What kind of bullshit leader is he trying to be? A local emperor? He even built a palace. After the guard reported their arrival, Goldface brought Yin Chujio into the palace. The palace was decorated very luxuriously. Yin Chujio was a little envious. TSK, the League of Assassins must be very rich. How awesome would it be if I could take control of it? A man wearing a black mask sat on the throne in front of her. He sized up Yin Chujio with a pair of malicious eyes and cackled. Little girl, you are quite good-looking. I heard that you have some suggestions to share with me? Yin Chujio's heart sank. As the saying goes, appearances come from the heart. The League leader's eyes were full of bloodlust and ambition. He was not a person who was easy to get along with. The theory that she had mentioned would not be accepted. Moreover, there was a hint of lust and evil in his eyes. It was better for her to escape as soon as possible. Yin Chujio said with a smile. Greetings to the League leader. The League leader is indeed a peerless hero. My suggestions were not worth talking about. Initially, I thought that the League of Assassins was just trying to make money. Now that I saw the leader, I knew that I was wrong. The League's leader was obviously a person who did great things. Why would he care about mere money? Brother Goldface, you should hurry up and take me to the client. Goldface was stunned. Why did the little girl change her mind so quickly? Killer 5, you can leave now. I will have a good talk with this little girl. The leader of the League said gloomily. Goldface agreed, and was about to leave. Yin Chujio was anxious. This damn League leader of the murderous gang did not have good intentions. She grabbed Goldenface's arm and said, Well, leader, I have nothing to talk to you about. Brother Goldface, please send me away. The man with the golden mask saw the pleading look in Yin Chujio's eyes. Although he was a little confused, he also felt a little reluctant. Leader, how about? Before the man with the golden mask could finish his sentence, the leader of the murderous alliance slapped the man's chest. Who are you to question my decisions? Get lost. I admit my mistake. I will take my leave. Goldface spat out a mouthful of blood and retreated. Little girl, I didn't expect you to win the hearts of people in just half a day. No wonder that person wanted to take your life. You are so smart. Do you want to keep your life? Why don't you stay and be my slave girl? The leader of the League of Assassins said with a lewd smile. Chapter 529. Could only rely on herself. Thank you for your interest, Chief. I'll go and be a hostage instead. See you later. Yin Chujio saw that the situation was deteriorating and wanted to run. You want to run? You overestimate yourself. You're lucky that I like you. Today, whether you agree or not, you will be my 190th little slave. The master of the League of Assassins jumped up from his seat and blocked the door. Little thing, since you're so naughty, I'll play cat and mouse with you. The League's chief reached out to grab Yin Chujio. Yin Chujio quickly dodged and shouted desperately, Brother Goldface. Help. This fucking pervert wants to molest me. I'm a hostage. Come and save me. Yin Chujio was trying her best, and didn't have any hope. After all, Goldface was a member of the League. Why could he save her? As expected, no one came in. Yin Chujio continued to shout. Are the people of the League of Assassins all inhumane bastards? Your fucking leader is a lecherous bastard. You have been bullied by him for so many years. Don't you want to kill him? The leader could not help but laugh. Little girl, you are dreaming. Do you want to turn my men against me? To tell you the truth, they have all consumed the poison specially made by my master. If they don't take my antidote on time, they will die. Seeing that no one came in, Yin Chujio gritted her teeth. It seemed that she could only rely on herself. Little Black, curse him. Yin Chujio saw an opportunity and used her consciousness to communicate with Xiao Hanio. You old tortoise, you dare of my molesting my master. Fall and die. Xiao Hanio cursed. The leader of the League of Assassins was about to pounce on Yin Chujio when he stumbled and fell. Yin Chujio took this opportunity to rush out of the door. Goldface stood guard outside. When he saw Yin Chujio running out, Goldface hesitated for a moment, but did not stop her. Yin Chujio was delighted and quickly took out a concealment talisman. After activating it, she ran out with all her might. Goldface saw Yin Chujio's figure suddenly disappear, and could not help but be stunned. How did this little girl suddenly disappear? Could it be that she used a concealment talisman? Didn't she take a poison pill? How could she still use spiritual power? Moreover, the concealment talisman was extremely rare. How could she have gotten one? Bastard. Where is she? Why didn't you stop her? When the master of the League of Assassins ran out, Yin Chujiu had already disappeared. Goldface struggled in his heart and said respectfully, League Master, I thought you were playing games with the little girl, so I didn't dare to make a move. She ran to the bedroom. The League Master didn't doubt Goldface's words. In his opinion, these men didn't dare to deceive him. He said with a lewd smile, Ran to the bedroom? You sure know how to choose a place. I'll teach her a good lesson. Goldface saw the League Master run to the sleeping quarters. He wiped the cold sweat on his head and left the palace. Boss, how is it? Did the League Master agree with the little girl's suggestion? Why do you look like death? Did the League Master punish you again? When the rest of the assassins saw Goldface come out, they surrounded him. Goldface waved his hand, indicating for everyone to stop talking and follow him. Everyone was puzzled and followed Goldface to his courtyard. After Goldface activated the isolation array, only then did he say, I harmed that little girl. Although I know that the leader likes young girls, I didn't expect him to disregard the little girl's status and take her for himself. I wanted to take her away, but the Alliance leader slapped me. Fuck. The Alliance leader is getting more and more outrageous. How many things has the boss done for him? He can hit us whenever he wants and scold us whenever he wants. In his eyes, we are just dogs. It's a pity that that little girl will be used to death by the leader in a few days. Chapter 530. Long time no see, damn it. Condemning people to death with just a nod of the death. The leader's hobby is so damn disgusting. If it wasn't for the poison pill, I wouldn't have stayed in this damned place. Shut up. It's fine if you say this to me, but keep quiet when you get out. Be careful not to get yourself killed. Goldface shouted sternly. Everyone stopped speaking indignantly. One of the assassins asked curiously, Boss, that little girl could really talk, but she just obediently gave in? Could it be that she didn't resist? That's right, that little girl seems to be quite smart, but she was defeated just like that? Goldface shook his head. That little girl escaped, but strangely, she disappeared without a trace. She must have used a concealment talisman. What? Didn't she take a poison pill? How could she still have spiritual power? Besides, there are very few concealment talismans around. How could she have one? I don't understand it either, but that little girl did disappear in front of me. I couldn't bear to stop her, so I didn't. I even told the leader that she ran towards the sleeping quarters. Goldface recounted what had happened. Boss, the chief will soon find out that you lied. I'm afraid you'll get in trouble because of her. That's right. Boss, quickly think of a way out of this. Otherwise, according to the chief's increasingly violent temper, he definitely won't spare you. Boss, they're right. Last time, just because a brother said something wrong, the chief beat him to death. I'm afraid you're doomed at this rate. Goldface smiled bitterly. What can I possibly do? Even if I escape now, the poison pill in my body alone will eventually take my life. After so many years, I have finally done something good. I hope that little girl can escape this. Boss, I'm afraid that your intentions are in vain. Although that little girl has a concealment talisman, our base has a protective field. There's no way she can get out. Even for us, if we don't have a token, we won't be able to get out either. Therefore, once the duration of her concealment talisman is up, she will definitely be discovered. Just as everyone was talking, someone shouted outside the courtyard, Kill Commander Wu, the League Master wants you to go and see him. Boss, you can't go. The leader must have found out that you lied to him. That's right. Boss, according to the leader's personality, he will kill you. Boss, you can run. Goldface sighed. Run? Where can I go? Didn't you guys say just it now? I can't get out of this protective array alone. Not to mention the poison in my body. Forget it. You guys take care of yourselves in the future. After Goldface said that, he removed the isolation field and walked towards the door. The assassins wanted to persuade him, but at that moment, The guard who was summoned by the door fell to the ground and died. There was a commotion. What was going on? Why was this person dead? Goldface was stunned at first, then he dragged the body of the guard into the courtyard and activated the isolation field. Little girl, come out. What are you doing? Goldface shouted. Boss, are you crazy? Who are you talking to? The assassins asked in confusion. Hee hee, hello brothers. Long time no see. A little girl slowly revealed herself and looked at everyone with a smile. Yinchujio. Boss, she came at the right time. Let's capture her and present her to the leader. You can make up for your mistakes. The leader will spare you. Right. Capture her. Everyone, hurry up and do it before she uses the concealment talisman again. Chapter 531. My Prince Charming is very awesome. Wait. I have already shown myself. Are you still afraid that I will run away? I have something very important to tell you. Yin Chujia's small face suddenly became serious. The golden masked man waved his hand at the crowd. Tell me. Are you really willing to be a tool for murder for the rest of your life? You don't want to get married and have children for the rest of your life? To live a life of looking up to others? Live a life of fear every day? Even if you capture and send me to that bullshit leader, do you think that he will spare Brother Goldface with that narrow mind of his? Sooner or later, he will kill Brother Goldface. Now there is a great opportunity in front of you. As long as you listen to me, I promise to kill that bullshit leader of yours. It depends on whether you have the courage and determination to go all out. The aura from Yin Chujio suddenly changed. It was no longer the mischievous attitude from before. Instead, it was replaced by a murderous aura. Everyone was momentarily intimidated by Yin Chujio's aura. They actually seriously considered what Yin Chujio said. Little girl, of course we're not willing to be enslaved like this. However, what qualifications do you have to kill our leader? The golden masked man's face was filled with doubt. To tell you the truth, my Prince Charming will soon bring people to surround this place. My Prince Charming is a rather formidable existence. Not to mention this bullshit leader, even if 10 of them were to join forces, they would not be a match for my Prince Charming. As long as we can hold on for another 4 hours, my Prince Charming will arrive with his men. What we need to do is to destroy the core of the protective array. Yin Chujio mentioned debeaming. She was extremely proud and looked as if she was honored. Everyone looked doubtful. Is this little girl bragging? Our master is at the 6th level of the Spirit Emperor realm. Is that Prince Charming of hers that powerful? Are you guys finding it hard to believe? My concealment talisman was given by my Prince Charming. If it were an ordinary person, would they have such an awesome item? Moreover, are you willing to accept a man coming into this world and living like a coward? Little girl, although what you said makes sense, and even if we killed the chief, we've all consumed the poison pill. If we don't have the antidote, we will die in a month. If that's the case, why should we continue to live? As the saying goes, better a bad life than a good death. Goldface smiled bitterly. It's just a poison pill. What's the big deal? Well, just force that bastard to hand over the antidote formula. Even if we can't find the antidote formula, my master, Elder Chi, is a pill refiner. I don't believe that we won't be able to do anything about this poison pill. Even if we can't cure it completely, we can still delay it for some time. When the time comes, we'll find some old friends to discuss it with. There will definitely be a solution. Moreover, even if it did not work out, there was still me. I'm a little expert in alchemy. I have said so much. You guys can consider it yourselves. Whether you want to continue living on your last breath or be an upright person, it's your choice. The gold-masked man smiled bitterly. The little girl is right. Even if I capture her and hand her over to the leader, he will not let me off. Since that's the case, I will take a gamble. As for you guys, you can consider it yourselves. I will not force you. Boss, since you've already said so much, we'll follow you. At most, we'll just die. We'll treat it as if we were killed while carrying out a mission. That's right. Boss, we'll take our chances too. Sooner or later, we'll all die. Why not take our chances? We might really have to fight our way out. Chapter 532. The location of the Array Corps little girl. What should we do next? The Alliance leader will definitely send someone to rush me, Goldface asked. The most important thing now is to destroy the Array Corps. Otherwise, the reinforcements from outside won't be able to come in. Now let's split up into smaller groups. Goldface will bring me to the Array Corps, and you guys will also go there separately. In order to differentiate you guys from the rest, you guys have to have some sort of mark. Yin Chujo rolled her eyes and took out 2 red scarves from her storage ring. She tore them into small strips and handed them to the gold-masked man and the assassins. How about this? Each of you tie a red scarf on your head to prevent my Prince Charming from accidentally injuring you. The corners of everyone's eyes twitched, but they still tied the red scarf on their heads. Yin Chujo nodded in satisfaction. With that, let's go. Goldface, you lead the way. I'll activate the concealment talisman and follow you. We have to speed up, lest that old bastard finds us. Goldface nodded. Everyone left the courtyard and followed Yin Chujia's instructions to disperse to the location of the Array Corps. After a quarter of an hour, Yin Chujio followed Goldface in circles and arrived in front of a cave. There was a team of guards in front of the cave, and a total of 6 people. Yin Chujio could not see through the other party's cultivation, so they must be above the 2nd level of the spirit cultivator realm. After those people discovered the gold-masked man, the leader frowned. Commander Shawu, why are you here? Did the Alliance leader give an order? That's right. He asked me to go in and check if the array disk is working properly. I see. Then let me have a look at the leader's token. Okay. Please step aside for a moment. The Alliance leader has a secret order for me to pass on to you. The gold-masked man winked at the leader. That man thought it must be something good, and immediately beamed with joy. Commander Shawu, you're too courteous. All right, let's go over there and chat. When the 2 of them reached the hidden area, the man asked anxiously, Commander Shawu, what message does the chief want you to pass on to me? The chief wants you to accompany him underground. Before Goldface's voice had faded, Yin Chujia's rolling pin had already smacked that person's head open. 2 of you, get here. Your leader doesn't look too well. Goldface shouted at the remaining 5 people at the entrance of the cave. 2 of them quickly ran over. Before they could figure out what was going on, one of them was smacked to death by the invisible Yin Chujio, while the other was killed by Goldface. However, the commotion caused by the fight between the golden-masked man and the other men alarmed the remaining 3 guards. Fortunately, Goldface's men already rushed over and killed the remaining 3 guards in no time. The 6 of you change into their clothes and stand guard here. The rest of you hide in the dark and act according to the situation. If that old bastard comes, there's no need to fight head-on. Save your strength. Yin Chujio kept the concealment talisman and revealed herself. After everyone nodded, Yin Chujio and Goldface entered the cave. Goldface, there are only 6 people guarding the formation's core? Isn't this too casual? Yin Chujio felt that something was amiss. The formation core was the most important thing. How could there only be 6 people guarding it? Goldface smiled bitterly. Of course not. There's a tier 9 purple striped venomous python at the formation's core. Although you have the concealment talisman, the python is very sensitive to smell. I hope you'll be able to deceive it. It'll attract its attention in a while. You take the opportunity to destroy the formation disk at the eye of the formation. Goldface, take these demon beast corpses. Use them to attract the purple striped venomous python's attention. Pay attention to your safety. I'll try to finish the battle as soon as possible. After Yin Chujio transferred the demon beast corpses to Goldface, she activated the concealment talisman again and followed Goldface into the cave. Chapter 533. Purple-striped venomous python. The 2 of them walked for some distance, and Yin Chujio smelled a strong fishy smell. Yin Chujio secretly cursed in her heart. This purple-striped venomous python is the same as the fire dragon in the fire cave. Both of them are unhygienic and smell disgusting. After some distance, There was indeed a huge array disc in front of them. Next to the array disc was a purple-striped venomous python that was hundreds of feet long. When it saw Goldface, it spat out a bright red core at him. The Tier 9 spirit beast already had intelligence. Goldface cupped his fists at the python. "Brother Python, the Alliance leader sent me to check on the formation plate. I wonder if everything is normal?" The python's eyes revealed a trace of disdain as it nodded its huge head. "Brother Python, I think that with you guarding, no one would dare to come in and cause trouble. I have some fresh demon beast corpses here. Come over and I'll feed them to you so as not to dirty the formation plate." Goldface took out the Windblade deer's corpse from his storage ring. The striped python revealed a trace of arrogance as it quickly swam over and swallowed the Windblade deer's corpse. Yin Chujio took advantage of the opportunity and leaped up while the purple-striped venomous python was eating the Windblade deer, heading straight for the disc array. The python felt a wave of spiritual energy fluctuations, and its vertical pupils revealed a trace of doubt. Goldface hurriedly threw the demon beast's corpse out continuously. The python's huge head looked around and saw that there was nothing unusual. Then, it continued devouring the demon beast's corpse. Yin Chujio jumped to the front of the formation plate and sized up the situation. This formation plate was the size of a millstone, and there were hundreds of high-grade spirit stones in the middle groove. She was very willing to kill the leader of the Alliance for it. It was too late to dig out the formation plate, so she could only destroy it violently. Yin Chujio did not care about whether or not she would expose herself. She raised her right hand and struck the formation plate with lightning. Both the python and Goldface were shocked. Goldface thought to himself, he did not expect the little girl to have lightning root spirit. The information he gathered did not contain anything about the little girl's root spirit, and she had never used her spiritual power to attack in front of outsiders. This little girl's thoughts were really profound. However, why was the lightning struck by the little girl purple? Should it not be silver? The python was startled at first. Was there lightning in the sky? However, it quickly reacted. There was a cave wall blocking it, so it was impossible for lightning to strike. That meant that someone was destroying the disc array. The purple-striped venomous python flew into a rage out of humiliation. It spat out a large mouthful of poisonous fog at the gold-masked man. Although the gold-masked man was already prepared and held his mouth and nose, he still inhaled a little. Immediately, he felt nauseous and dizzy. Fortunately, the purple-striped venomous python was in a hurry to stop Yin Chujio, who was destroying the disc array, and did not continue to attack the man with the gold mask. Otherwise, he would definitely lose his life. Although the python could not see Yin Chujio, it used its huge tail to sweep around the disc array. Yin Chujio hurriedly dodged. The purple-striped venomous python smelled an unusual smell and spat out a large mouthful of poisonous mist toward Yin Chujio's direction. The purple-striped poisonous python swept its huge tail around wildly. No matter who it was, they would not be able to escape this python's poisonous mist. Prepare to die. At this moment, the gold-masked man who had slightly recovered could not help but feel his heart tighten. It was over. With such a huge mouthful of poisonous mist, the little girl definitely would not be able to dodge it. He had just inhaled a little bit of it and already felt dizzy and weak. This time, the little girl would not be able to keep her life. Chapter 534. Attacked from both sides. Just as Goldface was feeling disheartened, he saw streaks of purple lightning striking the formation plate once again. From the looks of it, it seemed to be more concentrated than before. Goldface was overjoyed. The little girl was actually not poisoned to death. It seemed that she was indeed quite capable. However, the purple-striped venomous python was enraged out of humiliation. It kept spitting poisonous fog toward the top of the formation plate. Yin Chujio could not help but be secretly happy. "You stinky worm, you actually want to poison me to death. Dream on." Strange Grass could not be happier to swallow the poisonous mist now. It would be better if you spit more. This broken array was really sturdy. She just broke a small part of it, even after striking it for such a long time. Forget it. It was better for her to take the spirit stones inside first and assess what to do after. Yin Chujio lowered the defensive spirit tool on her body and started to take the spirit stones in the groove. The purple-striped venomous python felt that its tail was in the way. A trace of cunningness flashed through its cold vertical pupils. It suddenly turned around and opened its mouth toward where Yin Chujio was. Yin Chujio smelled a stench and hurriedly dodged to the side. Several of the defensive spirit tools on her body were shattered in an instant. Yin Chujio's heart ached so much that she could not take it anymore. Damn you, you stinky bug. I went through a lot of trouble to get these. You actually destroyed a few of them. Just you wait, Little Black will take revenge. Even 10 years is not too late. Sooner or later, I will strike you into a dried python. Master, I will go out and lure this stinky bug away. Little Black said with his spiritual sense. No, it can spray poisonous fog. You can't withstand it, it's okay. There are only a few spirit stones left in this groove. I will get them out. Yin Chujio was about to take the remaining spirit stones when a huge fireball headed toward her. Little slave girl, I didn't expect you to have such a good tool like a concealment talisman. Unfortunately, this thing is useless to me. As long as you obediently come over and submit to me, I'll spare your life. Otherwise, I'll feed you to the purple-striped venomous python. The murderous alliance leader said as he kicked Gold Face, who was already poisoned by the python, to the stone wall at the side. He screamed and fell to the ground. No one knew whether he was still alive or not. There were still 3 spirit stones left, and Yin Chujio would be done. She did not expect this old bastard to come in at this time. What bad luck. Fuck you, you old pervert. Old bastard. Go to hell. Yin Chujio waved her hand, and a series of purple lightning struck the alliance leader. He dodged the lightning bolts and laughed evilly. Oh, it's a heavenly thunder root spirit. I can use it as a furnace. Little girl, you can't escape from me. The alliance leader said as he slapped Yin Chujio several times. The huge fireballs kept hitting Yin Chujio. Yin Chujio wanted to dig out the remaining 3 spirit stones, but the formation plate was covered by the python's huge body. She had no way to take out the spirit stones. Yin Chujio was now facing enemies from both sides. Needless to say, the leader of the League of Assassins was also gradually able to lock onto Yin Chujio's position with the scent of the damned python. When it saw that the poisonous fog was ineffective, it began to sweep with its tail. Fortunately, Yin Chujio had countless defensive spirit tools on her. Otherwise, she would have died a long time ago. Even so, with the passage of time, Yin Chujio's defensive spirit tools dwindled, but the python and the leader of the League of Assassins were unharmed. Little girl, you do have a lot of good tools on you, but you won't be able to hold on for much longer. Quickly come and beg for mercy. I will definitely dote on you. The leader had a lewd look on his face. Initially, he had only seen this little girl's delicate skin, but he did not expect her to have the heavenly thunder root spirit. What a pleasant surprise. Chapter 535. Imitating someone else's signature mark crack. The jade pendant that Di Baiming gave Yin Chujio shattered. Yin Chujio's last defensive spirit tool was also gone. The effectiveness of the concealment talisman on her body had reached its limit. Yin Chujio gritted her teeth. In any case, that old bastard or that stinking worm could see her anyway, so she did not need to use a concealment talisman. Haha. Little girl, you don't have any defensive spirit tools left on you this time, do you? If you don't want to die, hurry up, kneel down and beg for mercy. Beg my *SS. Look at all my hidden weapons. Yin Chujio took out a few things. A big sack. Chili noodles. Fire talismans. Pepper noodles. Anything that could be used as a weapon was thrown out. However, these things were basically useless to the purple-striped venomous python, or the leader of the League of Assassins. Instead, it made the leader laugh instead. Little girl, you are really naughty. What other good stuff do you have? Take all of them out. Yin Chujio could only rely on her agile skills to dodge the attacks of the purple-striped venomous python and the leader. Fortunately, he had bad intentions for Yin Chujio and ordered the python not to kill her. He did not use his full strength himself. Otherwise, Yin Chujio would have lost her life a long time ago. Just when Yin Chujio was about to be exhausted, Dozens of people rushed in from outside the cave. They were the subordinates of Gold Face. Little girl, let's hold him off. Quickly destroy the formation array. The leader sneered. You've really overestimated yourself. You're courting death. Seeing this, Yin Chujo quickly said with her spiritual sense, Little Black, it'll distract the python at its head. You come out and burn the stinky longworm's anus with a fireball. Be careful, don't get poisoned. Furry, get the remaining 3 spirit stones. After Yin Chujo gave her instructions, she jumped onto the head of the python and cursed at it. Stinky longworm, you ugly monster. You actually copied my signature mark, how shameless. Even if you have dragon scales on you, you're still a stinky longworm. The purple-striped venomous python was furious, and its huge head pounced toward Yin Chujo. Little Black saw an opportunity and threw a huge fireball toward the back of the python. The purple-striped python rolled on the ground in pain, and naturally gave up the position of the disc array. Furry quickly used its claws to dig at the spirit stones inside. Yin Chujo continuously struck the head of the python with lightning while Little Black focused on burning the butt. The master and pet pair worked extremely well together. The back of the purple-striped venomous python was its weakest point. The fireball that Little Black spat out contained the power of lightning. After struggling for a while, the python just laid on the ground and did not move. Before Yin Chujo could catch her breath, she heard the leader of the League of Assassins cackling. Little girl, you really have a lot of treasures. You and these little things belong to me. I will take you down even if I am tired. Yin Chujo found that the other assassins had been beaten to the point that they were all lying on the ground. The ground was covered in blood, and she did not know whether they were still alive or not. Yin Chujo could not help but feel guilty. If she was not incompetent, perhaps they would not have ended up in such a miserable state. If it were not for her low spiritual power, her cheap grandfather and the Yin family would not have been threatened. While Yin Chujo was in a daze, the leader of the League of Assassins jumped up and reached out his hand to grab Yin Chujo. Little Black quickly threw a fireball at him. Damn it, you dare to bully my master? I will burn you to death. The man dodged Little Black's fireball and could not help but sneer. A mere 6th-level spiritual beast dares to attack me. You're really courting death. As he spoke, he threw a fireball at Little Black. Little Black flew up to avoid the fireball. Yin Chujo also came back to her senses and attacked the leader with Little Black. Furry finally dug out the last spirit stone. Seeing that Yin Chujo was beaten to the point that she could not retaliate, she rolled her eyes and threw a sticky silk net at the man. Chapter 536. God will take care of you for me. The leader of the League of Assassins was about to dodge Yin Chujo's lightning, but he did not expect his shoes to stick to the ground. Seeing this, Yin Chujo shot another round of lightning at him. Unfortunately, the man had a defensive spirit tool on him, so Yin Chujo's attack was blocked outside the spiritual energy shield. Master, run. Let's run now. Furry shouted. Yin Chujo gritted her teeth. She could only wait for the gigolo to come and save Goldface and the others. She would have to flee first. As soon as Yin Chujo ran out of the cave, she saw hundreds of assassins waiting not far away. Just as Yin Chujo was about to activate the concealment talisman, the man was already on her tail. Furry threw another sticky silk net at him. The leader took out a sword that was shining with a faint blue light and hacked at the sticky silk net on the ground. The sticky silk net was instantly cut into 2 pieces. Furry cried out in heartache. Ah, my sticky silk net, I spent a long time weaving it. You old bastard, I'll scratch you to death. Furry jumped up and scratched the leader's face. He waved his hand, and Furry was sent flying with a whiz and fell to the ground with a crash. Seeing this, Little Black glared at the man and threw a fireball at him. How dare he bully Little Black's underling? He was courting death. The leader's patience was running out, and he did not hold back anymore. He threw a palm at Little Black. Little Black could not dodge in time and was sent flying too. It landed heavily on the ground. It then fainted after a choking sound. Seeing that Furry and Little Black were still alive, Yin Chujo quickly ran over to check. How could the leader of the League of Assassins let go of such a good opportunity? He slapped Yin Chujo on the back and she spat out a mouthful of blood. Little girl, those trash and these two little things are already dead. Let me see what else you have up your sleeves. The man laughed wildly. This little girl is about to be mine. Yun Chujio put the little black bird and the ball of wool into the spirit beast pouch. She stood up and wiped the blood from the corner of her mouth with her hand. Her eyes were full of ruthlessness. Old bastard, do you think I'm finished just like that? Let's see who will die in the end. The man could not help but laugh strangely. Little girl, are you talking nonsense? Your defensive spirit tools have been exhausted, and your spirit pet is also finished. What other abilities do you have? Heaven's punishment. God will take care of you for me. If you don't believe me, just wait and see if God will strike you down with lightning. If you don't do justice, you will die. You old bastard, not only do you look down on human lives, but you don't treat your subordinates as human beings too. Not only do you make them take poison pills, but you also kill them as you please. People like you don't deserve to live in this world. Yin Chujio stood proudly, her small face full of determination. The leader of the League of Assassins threw his head back and laughed. Heaven's punishment? This little girl said heaven's punishment. Do you think that's funny? The assassins also laughed, but there was a trace of pity in some of their eyes. The words of this little girl really hit the nail on the head. The leader didn't treat us as human beings at all. Heaven's punishment. If the heavens really killed him, then the heavens were really just. The leader continued. What a big joke. If there's retribution, I would have already died thousands of times. Little girl, don't struggle fearlessly. Obediently submit to me, and you will suffer less. Otherwise, I will make you beg for death. Chapter 537. Could actually command the heavenly lightning to strike people. Yun Chujio smiled faintly. You don't believe me? For someone as heartless as you, the heavens will not sit idly by. Haven't you heard of that saying? It's not that there's no retribution. When the time comes, good and evil will be recompensed in the end. Today is a good day for justice. The heavens will immediately take you in. Following Yun Chujio's words, everyone realized that the sky was gradually turning dark. Although it was already dusk, it was not supposed to be that dark yet. Everyone looked up and saw a thick and heavy dark cloud slowly drifting over. The dark cloud's heart was on the verge of collapse. It was bitter. Why did it draw the losing lot again? It did not want to deal with this scourge, and did not want to be scolded by her. Everyone was shocked. Could it really be the heavenly punishment? Was this dark cloud going to drop the heavenly thunder? The leader of the League of Assassins frowned, and then sneered. Little girl, don't be so mystifying. It's just a coincidence. I've never believed in heavenly punishment. What's so strange about this cloud? It's just a rain cloud. Yun Chujio shouted at the dark clouds in the sky. Little dark cloud, that old bastard said that you don't know shit except for the rain. Strike him. As long as you strike him, I won't scold you anymore. The man laughed and staggered back. Little girl, you're really interesting. Who do you think you are? You even ordered the clouds to hit me. What a whimsical idea. Are you scared to death by me? Besides, this piece of cloud in the sky doesn't even look thick, and you think it can even strike lightning? What a joke. The dark cloud in the sky was furious. Damn it. It's fine if that little troublemaker Yun Chujio scolded me since I can't strike her to death. You old bastard, you actually dare to look down on me. I'll strike you to death. Rumble. Rumble. Several purple lightning bolts descended from the sky, and they were all aimed at the leader of the League of Assassins. The man did not even have time to react. Although the first lightning bolt was blocked by the spiritual energy shield formed by his defensive spirit tool, the dark clouds in the sky released 9 lightning bolts in a row to vent his anger. Even if one had reached the 9th level of the Spirit Emperor realm, he might not be able to withstand 9 lightning bolts. What was more, the leader? The man was immediately turned into ashes. Only a storage ring was left, which Yun Chujio hurriedly put it away. Those assassins were scared silly. Some of the cowards were already kneeling on the ground, kowtowing and begging for mercy. Yun Chujio looked at them with a cold smile. Do any of you still want to taste the taste of lightning? If you don't want to, you can restrain the spiritual power of the other party in pairs, then tie them up with belts. I'll tie the last one up. A trace of doubt flashed in the eyes of a few assassins. The leader being struck just now might have been an accident. Since the leader was dead, it was a good opportunity for them to rise to the top. How could they be manipulated by this stinky little girl? Therefore, the few of them looked at each other, and suddenly pounced on Yin Chujio. Yin Chujio waved her hand and shot out several bolts of lightning. Then, she shouted at the dark clouds in the sky. Little dark cloud, strike them. Strike them hard. If you strike them well, I won't mock you anymore. The dark clouds in the sky thought for a moment. Fuck. Since I've already broken my precepts today, why not just strike them to my heart's content? I would have a greater sense of achievement. If I was reprimanded, I'll say that my eyesight has not been good recently and that I missed. Boom. Boom. Those unlucky fellows were instantly struck into ashes. The remaining assassins were trembling like chaff. Oh my God. This little girl was actually able to command lightning to strike people. It was really too horrifying. Chapter 538. The industry conscience of the Dark Clouds world. Yin Chujio saw that the assassins followed her instructions, and were operating in groups of 2. Very quickly, their spiritual power was restrained and tied up with a belt. Yin Chujio also restrained the remaining assassin's spiritual power, and tied it up with a belt. Only then did she let out a temporary sigh of relief. Yin Chujio looked at the dark clouds in the sky and said with a smile, "Little dark cloud, well done. Don't go yet. Stay with me for a while. Wait for my Prince Charming to come, then you can leave." The dark clouds in the sky turned pink. Oh my. That was the first time the dark cloud was praised by this little troublemaker. The cloud was a little embarrassed. Yin Chujio first released Little Black and Furry from the spirit beast pouch to check on their injuries. Furry was fine. Thinking about it, it was also fine when Yin Chujio beat it with a rolling pin in the Great Void Mystic Realm. It was just a fall just now, and it was indeed not a big deal. Furry was just too worried about the sticky silk net, and it was a little dazed from the fall. That was why it was in such a state. Little Black suffered serious internal injuries. Yin Chujio took out a blood-clotting pill with golden patterns, and fed it to Little Black. She took one herself. Almost at the same time, the main gate of League of Assassins was breached. Biming and his men killed everyone like a god of death. However, they did not find any trace of Yin Chujio. They found an assassin who led them to the leader's palace, and they turned the place inside out, but did not find anyone. It was not until the rumbling of thunder was heard that Biming and the others found the place. And Foam rubbed his eyes when he saw the scene in front of him. Damn, is my eyesight bad? What the hell are the hundreds of people on the ground doing, tied up like dumplings? Even if they did not move, it would have taken a while for Miss Jio to tie all of them up, right? How did she do it? Biming saw that Yin Chujio's mouth was still stained with blood. His eyes turned red. Black thing, who hurt you? Yin Chujio bared her white teeth. I've already killed him. Look. It's that little dark cloud in the sky who helped me. This is a rare conscience of the dark cloud world. He even waited for you to come. Little dark cloud, my idol is here. You can call it a day. Thank you so much. See you later. Yin Chujio waved her claws at the little dark cloud in the sky. The dark cloud in the sky was simply overwhelmed by the favor, and floated away while trembling. Biming had a dumbfounded look on his face. This dark cloud struck the black thing, and even has feelings for her? It actually saved the black thing? The things that had happened to her were something that he could never guess. Prince Charming, the people in the cave have helped me. Send someone to treat them. Although Yin Chujio had suffered internal injuries, she had consumed the blood-clotting pill with golden patterns, and secondly, the strange grass in her dantian had also played a miraculous role. Therefore, after a while, she became lively again. After treatment, Goldface's life was not in danger, although his injuries were not light. A few of the others died, but most of them were still alive. Biming sent people to temporarily lock up the assassins who had their spiritual power restrained in the cave. He also activated the isolation array, preparing to interrogate them later. Yin Chujio felt that this was a relatively satisfactory result. Before she had the time to talk to Di Biming, she saw a large patch of dark clouds floating in the sky again. Yin Chujio was a little puzzled. This can't be right. I had a sudden inspiration just now and forcefully summoned the thunder tribulation. Why is it here again? I didn't do anything bad. Chapter 539. Do the dark clouds in the sky know me? Your spiritual power is limited. All of you, retreat into the cave. I will bear the heavenly punishment, Di Biming said to his subordinates. Your Excellency, you can't. It seems that the power of heavenly punishment isn't minor. You can't bear it alone. I'll bear it with you, Enfeng said. Your Excellency, what Enfeng said makes sense. We'll help you share the burden. It's better than carrying it all alone. Last time, you were seriously injured when you carried the heavenly thunder for Miss Jiao. This time, you can't take this lightly, an Yin advised from the side. The other secret guards also expressed their support to share the burden. They fought so hard that their faces turned red. Yin Chujio raised her small claws weakly. What are you doing? Heavenly punishment? Why do you want heavenly punishment? How did you offend the damned heavens? Miss Jiao, we're from the Tianyuan continent. If we killed someone on the Qingxian continent, we would definitely be punished. After we rushed in just now, we killed hundreds of people. Heavenly punishment will definitely befall on us. The corner of Enfeng's eyes twitched. Only Miss Jiao dared to talk about the heavens like that. She was really audacious. Yin Chujio was stunned at first, then she clapped with a smile. You don't have to fight anymore. Just let it strike me. Anyway, I haven't been struck for a long time and am feeling a little itch for it. Enfeng and Anin were slightly better off, but the rest of the secret guards were dumbfounded. They had not recovered from what had happened just now. Their honorable sir brought them to Qingxian continent to save people. However, the scene just now made them feel that even if they had not come, the little girl would be safe. Also, why did the little girl seem to be talking to the dark clouds in the sky just now? The strangest thing was that the piece of dark cloud seemed to understand her. When it floated away, it seemed to be alive and kicking. What the hell? Right, what did the little girl say? Let the lightning strike her? It had been a long time since she was struck. She felt a little itchy for it. Was this little girl sick? Was she talking nonsense? Black thing, the heavenly punishment is here to strike us. If it doesn't strike us, it won't stop. Even if you want to be struck by lightning, they won't strike you, Di Biming explained. Yin Chujio curled her lips. Prince Charming, you've underestimated my ability to provoke the dark cloud. Just you wait and see. Stand a little further away, and watch how I lure the lightning over. Di Biming was skeptical and his subordinates felt that Yin Chujio was spouting nonsense. They were all on high alert, and were prepared to share some of the burden with their honored lord if the thunder came. Yin Chujio looked at the dark clouds in the sky. They looked quite big, but they were not very thick. It seemed that the heavens hated her a lot. Every time it sent someone to attack her, it seemed to be much thicker than this dark cloud. Hey, dark clouds in the sky, do you know who I am? I'm the Yin Chujio that your dark cloud world hates the most. Do you want to strike me a few times to vent your anger? Yin Chujio stretched her neck and shouted toward the sky. The dark clouds in the sky trembled for a moment. The news had spread all over the dark cloud world that there was actually a monster in a low-level world like the Qingxian continent. After being struck several times, almost all of the heavy-duty dark clouds had been mobilized, but she was still not dead. Not only was she not dead, she was getting more and more lively. The dark clouds were really angered to death. However, on the way here, it had met dark cloud number 9. It seemed to be in a good mood. Could it be that it had gotten used to striking this little monster? Chapter 540, was fooled. Hey, what are you trembling for? I'm very kind. Besides, I didn't scold you. This is the first time I'm meeting you. Let's discuss something, shall we? Yin Chujio raised her head and said with a smile. No matter how the dark cloud looked at Yin Chujio, she looked like a little devil with horns on her head. The more it looked at her, the more Yin Chujia's smile became increasingly frightening. The dark cloud trembled even more violently. Yin Chujio took out the Phoenix Nirvana immortal handkerchief and tied it on her head. Then, she hooked her finger at the dark cloud in the sky. You're too timid. I didn't even threaten you. What are you afraid of? Well, aren't you here to strike people? You can strike anyone. Just strike my Prince Charming once and keep the rest for me. Aren't you curious why the other clouds can't strike me to death? Don't you want to give it a try? When you see other clouds in the future, you'll have a common topic to talk about, right? What if you, little cloud, succeed in striking me to death? Come on, don't be polite. Strike me to your heart's content. The dark cloud in the sky was indeed stirred up by its competitive spirit. The little girl is right. If I don't give it a try, how would I know if it works? I don't believe that there's actually someone who can't be hacked to death. Boom. Boom. Several bolts of lightning struck Yin Chujio. Yin Chujio could not help but twitch her lips. These bolts of lightning were too thin. They could not be compared to the ones that struck her. The damn heavens really wanted to kill her that time. When the guards brought by Di Biming saw several bolts of lightning heading straight for Yin Chujio, they thought to themselves, it's over. This little girl will definitely be turned into ash. It was strange. Why did their revered lord act as if nothing had happened at such a critical time, and did not even help the little girl? After a moment, the bodyguards were dumbfounded. They saw that the little girl was not only unharmed, she was even more alive after being struck. Little dark cloud, you are indeed much weaker than the other clouds. This strike of yours is like scratching an itch. Did you drift over without having lunch? Or are you the most useless of all the dark clouds? Yin Chujio said disdainfully. The dark cloud in the sky was trembling. No wonder those clouds say that this little scourge can anger the clouds to death. This is a lesson. I don't believe in evil anymore. I must kill her today. Hack. 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 Strike. Strike. A quarter of an hour later, the dark cloud shivered and floated away. This baby is so bitter. This baby was tricked. I used all the thunder to hack Yin Chujio, this scourge. I've totally forgotten about my mission, and why I was there in the first place. This baby wants to die, so no one stop me. Yin Chujio clapped her little hands and hugged Di Biming's waist. Prince Charming, how is it? It's done. I did good, right? Yin Chujio had a look that said, praise me. Praise me. Di Biming's heart softened, but when he saw the trace of blood at the corner of Yin Chujio's mouth, his face turned cold again. Black thing, come with me. I have something to say to you. Yin Chujio followed Di Biming and left, leaving behind a group of confused guards. Oh my God! That little girl's hands were dirty, and she left 2 black marks on our honored lord's clothes. Our honored lord actually did not shake off that little girl? Originally, we already felt that things were abnormal when our lord wanted to save a little girl. We didn't expect that our lord would finally be enlightened. Heavens, who said that our lord was gay? Who said that our lord was a good man? Open your damn eyes, our lord likes women. Chapter 541. Di Biming admonishes little Jiu. Di Biming took a deep breath and solemnly said, Black thing. There are some things that I didn't intend to say, because I was afraid that you would be too shocked. But now it seems that if I keep quiet, I will end up harming you. You have always been opportunistic and relied on your words to take advantage of me. You also think that because you have the heavenly thunder spirit root and are smart, you can afford to be complacent and neglect your cultivation. Other than eating, drinking, and having fun all day. Did you take cultivation seriously? Usually you put your attention on reading those books and dealing with a few scumbags. Others went to the trials to increase their actual combat experience. Have you ever been there? Even in the trials of the Great Void Mystic Realm and the Wuwei Tower, you relied on external forces to win. When have you relied on your own abilities to win? Also, don't you know that you can't bite off more than you can chew when it comes to alchemy, formations, and talismans? You fiddle with everything. Which one of them do you understand very well? Not only are you not good at it, but you also lack focus on one particular technique. If this continues, sooner or later, You will suffer a great loss. You even said that you want to protect the Yun family and look for your adoptive parents. What right do you have to say such words? Just like this time, if the people from the League of Assassins really intended to kill the Yun family members in front of you, do you have the ability to stop them? Yin Chujia's mouth was wide open and her face was filled with shock. Di Baiming's words were like an arrow that went straight to the heart. Di Baiming saw that Yin Chujio had been affected by his words, and he couldn't bear it. However, for her to improve quickly, he had to make her change. Otherwise, sooner or later, something would happen. At this moment he was very afraid. If the black thing didn't attract the heavenly thunder, and if the heavenly thunder had not struck the League of Assassins leader as she said, then the consequences would be unimaginable. Yin Chujio was stunned. What the pretty boy said made sense. In her previous life she had lived a hard life. In this life, she had thought that it would be easier, so she just wanted to muddle along. She felt that there was nothing wrong with that. Ever since she transmigrated, things had been going smoothly. Although there was a strange grass in her dantian that made her a little worried, whether it was in the Yun family or the Linghua sect. She had not met any powerful enemies other than a few scum. Even if she had offended Du Gai, however, with the Linghua sect as her backer, he did not openly dare do anything to her. Moreover, she had an awesome Heavenly Thunder spirit root. Even Heavenly Thunder could not kill her. She also had an immortal artifact like the rolling pin, so she felt invincible. She felt that cultivating amounted to nothing much. Anyway, she could easily level up without cultivating, so why was it so hard? Why would she not use external forces? It was both easy and convenient. However, this incident had alarmed her. If Goldface and the others did not have a trace of benevolence, not only would she have died, but even her grandfather and the others would have as well. The pretty boy was right. Only strength was the absolute truth. Only when she became strong enough could she protect the people she wanted to protect, and live the life she wanted to live. Di Baiming sighed in his heart when he saw the changing expression on Yin Chujia's face. Although it was hurtful to say so, it was still better than waking up after tragedy had occurred. The expression on Yin Chujia's face gradually turned from confusion to determination. She smiled brightly at Di Baiming. Prince Charming, what you said makes sense. From now on, I will work hard and not waste any more time. Di Baiming nodded. He was very gratified. Although the black thing was usually a little mischievous, she was still very clear when it mattered. Yin Chujio continued. Prince Charming, let's go. Let's go search the League of Assassins' treasury. All the defensive spiritual artifacts on me have been destroyed. This time, I will get 180 defensive spiritual artifacts to hang on me. I will also search for some poison pills and talismans. In the future, if anyone wants to kill me, I will poison them to death. Di Baiming. Chapter 542. Had a jade medallion engraved with spider lilies. Hee Prince Charming, I'm just joking with you. However, we still need to equip this thing when we need to. It's always good to have more life-saving methods. Let's go and ask those assassins which bastard wants to kill me. Di Baiming nodded and sighed in his heart. I'm afraid that the black thing's temperamental character will not change for the time being. I still need to urge her to cultivate more. Goldface had already woken up after taking the pill. When he heard Yin Chujia's question, he shook his head. The contract to kill you was personally ordered by the leader. We did not contact the buyer. The leader only gave us your information and told us to capture you and send you to Longping Mountain. The buyer would then pick you up there. Yin Chujio frowned and poured out all the things in the storage ring of the assassin's leader. There were a lot of spirit stones, a few spirit tools, a few bottles of pills, and a jade token with patterns engraved on it. This is the spider lily, right? Which force uses the spider lily as a symbol? Yin Chujio asked curiously. Di Baiming shook his head. I've never heard of any force using the spider lily as a symbol. Seeing that Di Baiming had never seen it before, Yin Chujio could only put away the jade token temporarily. Miss Yin, why don't we go to Longping Mountain? Maybe the buyer will wait there. Goldface suggested. Yin Chujio smiled and said, how is that possible? With such a big commotion here, the the buyer will definitely have fled. However, we can try, but the chances of success are very small. Lend me your flying spirit tool. I'll get someone to go to Longping Mountain to check out the situation according to the agreed time. After Goldface nodded in agreement, Yin Chujo took out those pills for Goldface to identify. Goldface said with a wry smile, Miss Yin, apart from the poison pills, the rest are all antidotes that treat the symptoms but not the root of the problem. We need to take them once a month. They can't completely remove the poison from our bodies. Yin Chujo nodded. It's all right. There are quite a number of these antidotes. They should be able to last for a while. I'll take some and let Elder Chi take a look. He'll be able to identify the herbs inside. When the time comes, the right medicine will be able to remove the poison from your bodies. Goldface, there are still a few hundred people in the cave. I don't know much about them. I will leave you to decide whether to kill them or not. I will leave the League of Assassins to you. If you can accept any missions as guards in the future, you must inform me. I will hire you to protect the Yin family. Goldface was stunned. He never thought that Yin Chujo would be completely uninterested in the League of Assassins. He thought that even if Yin Chujo did not take over, the man who was known as His Majesty would also take over. After all, the League of Assassins was an infamous organization. If it were not for Di Baiming's warning, Yin Chujo would have taken over the League of Assassins. She had decided to focus on her cultivation, so she pretended to say that. However, she had shamelessly taken the League of Assassins leader's storage ring. The spirit stones in it probably amounted to half of the League's wealth. Miss Yin, you have done us a great favor. In the future, leave the guarding of the Yin family to us. As long as we are still alive, we will never let anyone hurt the Yin family. Goldface still felt like he was in a dream. The undefeatable chief in their eyes was really dead. In business, the expenses must be paid. Just give me a 20% discount. Big brother Goldface, please take care of the aftermath. We will leave now. If there is any news about the antidote, I will send someone to deliver the letter to you. But the first thing you need to do is pay for it. Chapter 543. Miss Jo is really bold and unrestrained. Seeing that Yin Chujo insisted, Goldface could not say anything more. After chatting for a while, Yin Chujo and Di Baiming left the League of Assassins alongside their men. Di Baiming asked An Feng to deliver the letter to the Linghua sect, and An Yin to bring a dozen of his men to Longping Mountain to guard it. He then brought the rest of his men and Yin Chujo back to the Yin family via flying spirit tools. Little Jiu, before Goldface and the others arrive, I will leave a few men to guard the Yin family. However, the spirit energy in Yi City is very thin. You'd better suggest that your grandfather moved the Yin family to Linghua City. Linghua City is rich in spiritual energy, and is also under the influence of the Linghua faction. It will be safer there, Di Baiming suggested. Yin Chujo blinked her starry eyes and looked at Di Baiming. My Prince Charming, I admire you so much now. Not only did you stop me from falling into the abyss of self-satisfaction, but you also considered so much for me. I love you so much. Di Baiming's secret guards were all dumbfounded and shocked. Oh my God! This Miss Jiu is really bold and unrestrained. We are too embarrassed to listen to these words. She is really too passionate. No wonder our revered one has been single for so many years. It turns out that she likes this bold behavior. None of the young ladies in the Tianyuan continent are this fierce. Di Baiming's ears were sharp as he scolded. Speak properly, what nonsense are you spouting? Hurry up and cultivate. Have you forgotten what you said? Yin Chujo pouted and said, I know. I'll definitely cultivate properly. It won't be long before I surpass you. When that time comes, I'll teach you a lesson. The shadow agents secretly curled their lips. Miss Jiu overestimated herself. They were at the 5th level of the exalted spiritual realm. And you? The 4th level of the spiritual enhancement realm. There's a huge difference between heaven and earth. Doesn't your face hurt when you say that? Yin Chujo started to meditate and cultivate while mumbling. She was used to being undisciplined. It was really difficult for her to just sit there all of a sudden. However, to not be bullied by others anymore, She had to go all out. Di Biming saw Yin Chujio had started to cultivate obediently, and felt a little gratified in his heart. The Black Thing's talent was amazing. As long as she cultivated diligently, she would be able to enter the Tianyuan continent very soon. When that time comes, we will be able to get along day and night. When Di Biming thought of something, his face turned hot. He could not help but look at Yin Chujio. When he saw her, he was so angry that his nose almost went crooked. He saw Yin Chujio's little head slowly falling asleep. The only person who could fall asleep during cultivation was Yin Chujio. This heartless person. Di Biming thought about it. Black Thing was exhausted from the day. She should not be in a hurry to succeed. She should take it slow. Di Biming took out a blanket from his storage ring and spread it out. After that, he gently carried Yin Chujio and placed her on it. The next morning, Yin Chujio and Di Biming arrived at the Yin family home. The Yin family was in a state of misery. Yin Xiaoshan's white hair turned white overnight, and he seemed to have aged 10 years. Grandfather! Grandfather! Little Jiao, I'm back! Yin Xiaotian thought he was hallucinating and asked housekeeper Ji in a trembling voice. Old Ji, did you hear little Jiao's voice? I heard it. I heard it too. Miss Jiao must have returned safely. Housekeeper Ji said excitedly. Quick! Quick! Follow me out to take a look. Just as Yin Xiaotian finished speaking, the door was pushed open, and a bright and beautiful little person jumped in. Grandfather! Little Jiao is back. Chapter 544. Isn't your master very ugly? When Yin Xiaotian saw that Yin Chujio had returned unscathed, he wept and said, Good, good. Little Jiao is still alive. The heavens really have eyes. When Yin Chujio saw that Yin Xiaotian had aged so much in one night, her heart ached. Grandfather, it's all little Jiao's fault. I will not be naughty in the future. I will cultivate well so that no one will dare to bully our Yin family. I will also find my father and mother to come back and show respect to you. When Yin Xiaotian heard Yin Chujio's words, he hugged Yin Chujio and cried bitterly. Master, Miss Jiao is back. You should be happy. Besides, there are still guests here. Housekeeper Ji consoled. Yin Xiaotian used his sleeve to wipe his tears. Only then did he realize that an imposing young man was standing at the door, so he asked Yin Chujio. Little Jiao, this is? This is my man, my master. He was the one who smashed several doors of our Yin family. Yin Chujio's face turned slightly red and revealed a rare shy side to her. Yin Xiaotian was slightly stunned. Little Jiao, I remember that you told grandfather that your master is very ugly. He has scarred eyes, a nose like garlic, and a toad's mouth. This young man is so handsome. How could he be your master? Yin Chujio wanted to stuff Yin Xiaoshan's mouth shut. Grandfather, you are trying to kill me. The pretty boy will not let me off this time. Di Biming raised his eyebrows and secretly gritted his teeth. Very good, Black Thing, just you wait. You are not afraid of getting even with me. I will deal with you later. Yin Chujio quickly made up for it. Grandfather, are you old and have a bad memory? I clearly said that my master is handsome, beautiful, and looks better than Panyu. Yin Xiaotian saw that Yin Chujio's eyes were twitching, and he laughed dryly. Yes. Yes. My old bones have such a bad memory. Young master, don't take it seriously. Di Biming bowed to Yin Xiaotian as a junior and said with a faint smile. Senior, there's no need to worry. I know little Jiao's character very well. I won't blame her. Yin Xiaotian glanced between Di Biming and Yin Chujio, and immediately understood the relationship between the two of them. What bullshit! Were the two of them getting together? Grandfather, it's all thanks to this man. The young master Di saved me. Otherwise, I really wouldn't have been able to see you. Yin Chujio quickly changed the topic. Yin Xiaotian saw that Yin Chujio showed a rare look of a shy little girl, and didn't expose her, so he asked about the incident. Yin Chujio was very excited as she told Yin Xiaotian about what happened. In short, she pushed all the credit to Di Biming and simplified the things that she had gone through, so that Yin Xiaotian would not be worried. Yin Xiaotian heard Yin Chujio's words, and had a very good impression of Di Biming. Not only was he a good-looking person, but he was also very good to little Jiao. He could try to matchmake them. Grandfather, I've thought about it. You should move the Yun family to Linghua City. You don't have to worry about the expenses. I have plenty of spirit stones now. Firstly, the spiritual qi is much denser than Yi City. Secondly, it's in Linghua sect territory. It's also safer there. Most importantly, it's close. My brothers and sisters can often go back to see you. Well, what you said makes sense, but the old house is left behind by our ancestors after all. Grandfather, at most, we can leave a few servants to guard it. We're not selling it. If you want to come back and take a look, I'll stay with you for a few days. Let grandfather think about it again. You haven't had lunch yet, right? Let's have lunch first. Tomorrow, grandfather will make my decision. Chapter 545. What's his is mine. Yin Chujiu and Di Baiming came to the small courtyard where Yin Chujiu used to live. The courtyard was already cleaned up. Chunyu was so happy when she saw Yin Chujiu that she cried. Yin Chujiu comforted the little girl and sent her out to get some tea and pastries. Prince Charming, do you have any emotions when you visit the old place again? Yin Chujiu asked playfully. The corner of Di Baiming's mouth curled up. He also recalled some of the past events. At that time, he wished he could smash the black thing to death to refine medicine. He did not expect that his heart would actually be moved in the end. The two of them were silent for a moment, but their feelings were slowly developing. It was not until Chunyu brought over tea and pastries that Yin Chujia's face turned slightly red. She coughed dryly. My Prince Charming, this jade token is marked with spider lilies. No matter how I look at it, it's very strange, said Yin Chujiu to Di Baiming as she took out the jade token with the spider lily pattern. It is indeed somewhat unusual. However, since the person who wanted to kill you hired someone to kill you instead of personally taking action, it seems that he still has some reservations. As long as you take some precautions and don't give the enemy an opportunity, there won't be any danger for the time being. Di Baiming was afraid that Yin Chujiu would be too worried, so he comforted her. Yeah. You dare try to kill me? When I return to the Linghua sect, I will cultivate properly. When I find out who did it, I will kill him. Yin Chujiu said angrily. This matter could be considered to be the biggest loss she had suffered since she transmigrated. Little Jiao, remember what you said. If I find out that you've been lazy, I won't forgive you. The corners of Di Baiming's mouth curled up. The little black thing's unyielding look was really, yes, quite pleasing to the eye. The next morning, Yin Xiaotian decided to move to Linghua City, and the entire Yun residents got to work. The next morning, the members of the Yun family rode on Di Baiming's flying spirit tool and rushed to Linghua City. Little Jiao, the houses in Linghua City are not cheap. If it doesn't work out, we will buy a smaller one. In any case, grandfather didn't bring many people here. Yin Xiaotian sighed inwardly. These years, the Yin family had accumulated quite a lot of silver. However, after arriving at Linghua City, the money was like small change. Yin Chujiu was about to speak when Di Baiming said with a faint smile, Senior, you don't have to worry. I have already arranged for my men to buy a new piece of property. You can stay here for now. If you are not satisfied, we can change it in the future. Yin Xiaotian was stunned. This fine? It's really. Grandfather, you don't have to be polite with him. What's his is mine, mine is still mine. Using his spirit stones is no different from using mine. You can just stay there. Yin Chujiu felt that the pretty boy was really doing a lot for her. She was really satisfied. When Yin Xiaotian saw this, he could only say a few polite words. It could be considered that he had received Di Baiming's good intentions. As soon as they entered Linghua City, Anfeng came over to welcome them and brought them to the newly bought house. The house was not only spacious and grand, but it was also located in the bustling area of Linghua City. Yin Xiaotian was extremely satisfied, and the more he looked at Di Baiming, the more satisfied he became. It was not because this house was valuable, but because this kind of affection towards little Jiao was truly rare. The Yin family had just settled down, and an yin had returned. As expected, nothing was found there. The buyer must have heard the news and did not show up. Just as Yin Chujie was about to return to the Linghua sect, Gold-Face arrived. Miss Yin, when we were searching the League leader's bedroom, we made an important discovery. Yin Chujie was very curious. What discovery? Chapter 546. Eye of the Earth. We found the real leader of the League of Assassins. It turns out that all the leaders we've seen over the years are all fake. Gold-Face unveiled the bad news. What? There's such a thing? Then is the true leader of the League still alive? Yin Chujie asked in surprise. Although he's still alive, he was tortured until he was no longer human. The reason why the fake leader didn't kill the true leader was to interrogate him about a secret of the League of Assassins. The true leader resisted the torture and didn't reveal anything. That's why he's still alive. Gold-Face sighed. Then when was your true leader captured? 8 years ago. Then didn't you find any clues? Miss Yin, we also suspected that in recent years, the fake leader not only made us take poison pills but also made us more violent. Most importantly, he even played with some young girls. We thought that it was the leader's cultivation that caused his temperament to change. We didn't think that he was a fake. The 3 rules of your league were also set by the true league leader, right? Yin Chujie asked. Gold-Face nodded. This rule was indeed set by the true league leader. Perhaps the fake league leader was afraid of being exposed, so he kept them as they were. No wonder. Initially, when I heard these 3 rules, I thought that the leader of the League of Assassins was a decent person. I didn't expect him to be an old bastard. Turns out he was a fake. Yin Chujie initially decided to try to talk to the leader of the League of Assassins because of these 3 rules. Who would have thought that he was a fake? Yin Chujie did not ask what secret the fake leader of Gold-Face wanted to know. The secret that the real leader had risked his life to protect must be very important to the League of Assassins. Unexpectedly, Gold-Face took the initiative to say, Miss Yin, our real leader is grateful to you for saving the League of Assassins. He asked me to tell you that the thing that the fake League leader wanted to know about was the Eye of the Earth. Yin Chujie was at a loss. What the hell was the Eye of the Earth? Di Baiming was shocked. He explained to Yin Chujie, every continent has an Eye of the Earth. The Eye of the Earth continuously sends out qi. The spiritual qi is formed from the qi of the Eye of the Earth. The Eye of the Earth contains a huge amount of energy. If a person cultivates in it, he will have an astonishing cultivation speed. However, if the Eye of the Earth is destroyed, then the entire continent will lose its qi. Ah, what the fuck? That fake leader's intentions were larger than we thought. Then he isn't alone. This jade token with the spider lily should be the sigil of that organization. Could it be that they want to destroy the Azure Mystic Continent? Yin Chujie said in shock. Di Baiming's brows furrowed tightly. Since this organization's plans were so grand, it was likely that they weren't from the Azure Mystic Continent. Then where did they come from? Does your leader know the location of the Eye of the Earth? Yin Chujie asked curiously. Gold-Face shook his head. He smiled bitterly. Our leader doesn't know at all. He has been lying to that fake leader to save his life. I don't know why that person thinks that our true leader knew about the Eye of the Earth. Our League of Assassins has met with an undeserved calamity. Yin Chujie blinked her eyes. It was not as if the true leader did not know about it. However, after this incident, she had become more cautious, so she naturally denied it. However, she was not interested in the Eye of the Earth. Whether or not he knew about it had nothing to do with her. However, the power behind this must not be underestimated. However, she did not know if the person who hired the fake leader to kill her was related to this power. Chapter 547. I will stay behind to supervise you after Gold-Face left, Di Baiming said to Yin Chujie solemnly. It seems that the matter is much more serious than we thought. The faction behind the fake leader is very powerful. You must immediately return to the Linghua sect and inform Master Xianyuan about this. Let him join forces with the other factions to investigate this matter thoroughly. Yin Chujie nodded and bade farewell to Yin Xiaotian before returning to the Linghua sect. Yin Chujie told Master Xianyuan about what had happened with the fake league leader, and Master Xianyuan was also shocked. I've only heard of the Eye of the Earth. Its location is very secretive. Some say it's in the heart of the 10,000-year-old ancient tree. Some say it's in the nest of 10,000-year-old demon beasts. And some say it's on the seabed of the deep sea. In short, for tens of thousands of years, no one has known the location of the Eye of the Earth. Just what kind of force is so bold and reckless to want to involve the Eye of the Earth? They would make an enemy out of the entire Azure Mystic continent. Master Xianyuan said angrily. Master Xianyuan, this matter is of great importance. I suggest that you try your best to let a limited number of people know about this matter, and then use some roundabout methods during investigations. Di Biming suggested. Master Xianyuan nodded. Young Master Di, what you said is right. I will discuss it with the other 3 sect leaders and then decide on the next step. Little Jiu, since the true culprit has not been found, don't leave the Linghua sect for the time being. Yin Chujiu nodded. Master Xianyuan, don't worry. I have already decided. From now on, I will work hard and cultivate. Master Xianyuan deeply doubted what little Jiu just said. This little girl couldn't stay idle at all. How could she spend time cultivating in the courtyard? As long as she doesn't cause trouble for me, I will be satisfied. Yin Chujiu saw Master Xuanyuan's doubtful look and immediately became angry. Master Xianyuan, do you not believe that I can do it? Let's wait and see. I will make sure that the back mountain of Middle Peak is struck by lightning from time to time. Master Xianyuan reacted for a moment before he understood what Yin Chujiu meant. This fellow would be struck by lightning once he advanced. If he was struck by lightning from time to time, he would continue to advance. Master Xianyuan couldn't help but laugh. Then I will be waiting for the good news. Go back and cultivate properly. I have to inform the other 3 masters about the Eye of the Earth. Yin Chujiu left the jade token with the spider lily engraved on it to Master Xianyuan. Then she hopped back to her courtyard with Di Biming. Yin Chuzi and the others were waiting at the entrance of the courtyard. When they saw Yin Chujiu, they couldn't help but feel excited. Yin Chujia's small face was very serious as she said, Brothers and sisters, this matter has rung a warning bell for us. We have to hurry up and cultivate. From now on, if the sect has a suitable trial mission, we have to participate. We can quickly increase our combat experience, and also increase our spiritual power that way. Yin Chuzi and the others nodded. This matter had dealt a huge blow to them, especially when they watched Yin Chujiu being taken away, but they were powerless. That kind of helplessness, the feeling of incompetence, was painful to the bone. After Yin Chuzi and the others left, Di Biming said, I have nothing else to do for the time being. I will stay here to supervise your cultivation. If you participate in the trial, I will also follow you. Firstly, I will ensure your safety. Secondly, I will prevent you from taking advantage of others. During the trial, firstly, you are not allowed to use defensive spirit tools. Secondly, you are not allowed to use spirit pets. And thirdly, you are not allowed to use poison talismans. You must use your skills and spiritual power to win. Yin Chujiu suddenly felt her future fade away. Chapter 548. Yin Chujia's guarantee. Black thing. What's with that expression of yours? Have you forgotten what you said? Di Biming raised his eyebrows and questioned Yin Chujiu when he saw that she looked like she had nothing to live for. Prince Charming, you've misunderstood. I'm touched. You've done your job well. You've worked so hard for my sake. Yin Chujiu said flatteringly. Di Biming frowned. Why did the last sentence sound so awkward? My Prince Charming, let's eat first. I'll start cultivating right after we finish eating. I'll keep my word. Yin Chujiu quickly changed the topic. After the 2 of them finished their dinner, Yin Chujiu blinked her eyes and said, My Prince Charming, my defensive spirit tools have been broken by that fake League of Assassins leader. Give me a few more for self-defense. I promise I won't use them up. Di Biming also felt that it was necessary to give her a few defensive spirit tools. If she encountered a strong enemy, she would have an extra life-saving method, so he said, I'll ask Anin to go back tomorrow and get a few for you. You can cultivate in peace first. Yin Chujiu nodded her head happily, and began to cultivate bitterly. It was easy to go from frugality to extravagance, but not vice versa. After sitting for a while, Yin Chujio felt that her legs were sore, her arms uncomfortable, and even her hair felt itchy. Prince Charming, can I rest for a while? Yin Chujio asked pitifully. It's only been 2 hours, why should I rest? Continue. If you continue to be noisy, you won't be sleeping tonight. Di Baiming glared at her. Yin Chujio pursed her lips and could only continue to cultivate. From this day on, Yin Chujio's miserable days began. Other than eating and sleeping, she spent all her time cultivating. If she slacked off for even a moment, Di Baiming's knife would fly towards her. Di Baiming saw that Yin Chujio was still slacking off from time to time, and in a fit of anger, he forced her to write a letter of apology. Yin Chujio pouted and wrote a letter in a carefree manner. Then she threw it to Di Baiming arrogantly. Take it. Di Baiming looked at it and was furious. This fellow was indeed a repeat offender. After the 3 big words of the letter of apology, it was 0000001 again. Dear Prince Charming, I promise that I will be conscientious and diligent in the future. I will cultivate according to your arrangements every day. Although such inhuman cultivation will seriously affect my growth and development, and hinder my beautiful curves, to make Prince Charming feel at ease and make me stronger, I will definitely cultivate well. Secondly, I promise that I will not be complacent in the future, and will not take advantage of opportunities. I will be an honest person and do things conscientiously. If I cannot do the above 2 points, I will willingly accept my Prince Charming's scolding and domestic violence. Guarantor. Little Jiu has been tortured to the point where she has nothing to live for. When Di Baiming saw the growth in beautiful curves, he naturally thought of the sentence that Yin Chujio once said, use your chest to suffocate you. He could not help but feel a little hot all over his body. He shouted angrily, what kind of nonsense is this? Continue to cultivate. Yin Chujio pouted, and could only continue to cultivate. Yin Chujio was a person who muddled along. However, once she became serious, even she scared herself. In less than half a month, she was going to break through again. Haha. I am now at the 4th layer of the spirit cultivator realm. I wonder how many layers I will break through this time. A genius is indeed a genius. As long as you work hard, you will improve rapidly. Some people are useless even if they are jealous. Yin Chujio glanced at Di Baiming. Di Baiming sneered. Black thing, are you going to slack off again? Do you need me to take out your apology letter so that you can recall what you said? Chapter 549. Yin Chujio's life was hanging by a thread. Yin Chujio immediately became listless. She pouted and said, you have to praise me for my good performance, right? If you continue to hit me like this, I will lose my confidence. Di Baiming snorted coldly and ignored her. Di Baiming thought to himself, even if all the people in Qingxian continent had lost their confidence, you would not. Your self-confidence is limitless. Seeing that Di Baiming ignored her, Yin Chujio cursed Wu Yin dozens of times. Seeing that the dark clouds in the sky had already floated over, she hopped towards the back mountain of Zhongfeng. Di Baiming was worried, so he followed her. Prince Charming, don't worry. I'm used to being struck by lightning. Even if I don't get struck every other day, I still feel like I'm lacking something. Yin Chujio said with a smile. Di Baiming was not too nervous. Seeing that Wu Yin was not too heavy, he probably just wanted to leave after a few strikes. Yin Chujio looked up. Wasn't this the Wu Yin that helped her to fight the fake league leader? She waved her hands at the sky with a smile. Hey, little Wu Yin, long time no see. Did you miss me? I missed you a lot. The dark clouds in the sky shook slightly, as a greeting to Yin Chujio. Come on, little Wu Yin, strike me. You know that I'm a little scourge that can't be killed by chopping. You don't have to waste your energy. Just strike me a few times as a token. You should go back as soon as possible after chopping me. You might be able to make it in time for lunch. Yin Chujio stood there casually. Wu Yun, she said to the dark clouds in the sky. The dark clouds in the sky had already formed a friendship with Yin Chujio. As expected, they just casually struck Yin Chujio a few times and floated away. The corner of Di Biming's eyes twitched. Could this Wu Yin have been infected by something? It's a perfectly fine cloud. If you don't float away, why are you still jumping up and down? TSK, this is indeed a familiar cloud that's easy to handle. It's done so easily. In the future, as long as this little Wu Yin comes to attack me, won't I be able to do it so easily every time? It seems that if other clouds come to attack me in the future, I have to have a good relationship with them too. Prince Charming, guess how many levels I've leveled up this time? Yin Chuzhou asked proudly. Damn, my efforts have finally paid off. All these days of suffering had not been in vain. 2 levels. Di Biming raised his eyebrows. TC, can a genius like me be so weak? 3 levels. I am now at the 7th layer of the spirit cultivator realm. Ha! Yin Chujia's words came to an abrupt stop. Her eyes rolled and she actually fainted. Di Biming was shocked and quickly grabbed Yin Chujia's waist. Yin Chujia's face turned extremely pale, and it was as if all of her life force had suddenly disappeared. Di Biming's eyes were blood red. He trembled as he placed his hand on Yin Chujia's pulse. Fortunately, although Yin Chujia's pulse was very weak, she was still alive. Di Biming was helpless at this moment. He had already given Yin Chuzhou the only Chaos Vitality pill he had last time. Although he had a lot of pills with him, he was afraid that the medicine would not be right and would end up harming Yin Chuzhou. Di Biming carried Yin Chuzhou like a madman and went to find Elder Qi. Elder Qi, who was studying the antidote of the League of Assassins, was shocked. After checking Yin Chuzhia's pulse, his face turned pale. She is neither poisoned nor injured, but the life force in her body is fading rapidly. I'm afraid she won't last for more than 3 days. After receiving the news, Master Xianyuan rushed over with a group of elders. Although everyone was anxious, they could not find the reason why Yin Chuzhou suddenly fainted. You're tuning into the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.